And now, a story called All In by Jordan Avon Moller. From 13 Strange Tales from the Files of Dr. Evening. Jared Jackson had mastered every top video game on the market and had won every gaming tournament that he'd ever entered. So it was strange to him to receive an invitation for game testing from a government agency. The message he'd received was very specific about when and where he'd be picked up to be taken to an undisclosed location for the alleged game testing to take place. He was also assured in the message that if he did particularly well during the testing, he would be richly rewarded with a permanent position with lucrative benefits, including a rent-paid dwelling and whatever form of transportation he fancied. It was quite literally a deal he couldn't and chose not to refuse. It sure would be better than slinging coffee at that pompous and pretentious coffee house he worked for, with ridiculously over-Latinized names for different sizes of coffee servings, when the words small, medium, and large had always been perfectly serviceable in the past. The ride in the black limo was long and convoluted, with the windows so tinted Jared could not see where they were going. They finally arrived, when he was led by 2 armed guards down concrete corridors to an armored door with a sign indicating authorized personnel only. Upon entering the room beyond, Jared was faced with the most advanced gaming system he had ever seen, with a gaming screen that took up the entire far wall of the concrete bunker. Out of the shadows in one corner of the room stepped a middle-aged, military-uniformed man, saying, "I am General Wilkins, Mr. Jackson. We'd like you to begin immediately." The general motioned to the chair by the gaming console. "Time is of the essence." "Alrighty then," Jared replied. "Let's do it." Sitting down at the console, Jared quickly got a feel for the controls, noting from what the massive screen view was showing that it was a large-scale Space Fleet battle game against alien foes. These are fun, Jared thought, taking in the display. Jared's fleet was indicated by green dots, with the enemy by red ones. Both forces appeared to be evenly matched. Jared got busy, doing what he does best, outflanking, outmaneuvering, and basically decimating the enemy's space fleet with each skillful attack. He could see he was winning. Jared may have lost a few battle cruisers, but the enemy's forces were beginning to dwindle. As he smiled to himself, "Piece of cake," he said. There was a buzzing sound, and over his shoulder, Jared heard the general speaking into the landline. He was quiet at first, speaking in muted tones, but then the general just said more audibly, so Jared could hear him this time, "Oh my God." The general dropped the phone, letting it bounce on the floor. Jared followed the general's stupefied gaze to the view screen. The new wave of red dots on the screen was so thick that it was almost a solid sea of red. Before Jared could marshal any kind of effective defense, he watched helplessly as in quick succession his own fleet of green blipped off the screen, one battle cruiser after another, until only the bloody Red Sea remained. "That's it then," the general said with a sigh. "We're finished." "What do you mean?" asked Jared. It wasn't a game," was all the general said in a quiet and defeated tone. Stunned, the only thought Jared could muster, he voiced in the stillness of the room to no one in particular, "Well, I wonder how the aliens take their latte."